What's the experience like for young people born after 2000 living in youth retirement homes? If retiring at 80 is about enjoyment, then retiring at 20 is about getting an early start on that enjoyment. The first thing to do at 7 in the morning is to head to the bar for a cup of coffee to wake up to a new day. You wouldn't even want to sleep in here. By 8 a.m, start with a Tai Chi session called 8 pieces of brocade at the temple to stretch the muscles. Then walk up into the deep forest to find a spot for meditation. You can breathe freely and feel the essence of nature. On the first day, I felt deceived. If you want vegetables, the retirement home has land for you to plant it yourself. If you want fish, go fishing yourself. There's no subway or bus here, but there are electric bikes and even the luxurious open-top budgies. For afternoon tea, you would have to find it in the village yourself, where trees are laden with wild jackfruit, papaya and egg fruit. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is the director of the home, a woman in her 30s, who resigned from the finance sector in Shanghai to open a retirement home in Xishuangbanna.
I was born in 1993. I'm 30 years old, have started companies and run stores. Currently, the economic climate is not very good, and it's hard to make money. So I thought to myself, why not move into a retirement home? This newly built retirement home costs 1,700 yuan per month for a double room, with regular cleaning and no need to worry about utility bills or internet fees. The food is pretty good too, with 3 buffet meals a day, offering a reasonable mix of meat and vegetables. I've noticed that the food intake of those elderly men and women is no less than mine, especially when it comes to serving meat. But the staff still take pretty good care of me. This is like cutting 40 years off the usual path, stepping into elderly life ahead of time. Xiaolu is a young man born in the 1990s from a small county in Handan, Hebei, who previously operated a youth hostel in Xining. Due to the pandemic, he faced losses for 3 consecutive years. Recently, he opened a youth retirement home in Xishuangbanna, aiming to provide a stress relief sanctuary for young people who are feeling pressured and lost. In a video posted on Douyin, Xiaolu shared, "The core idea behind our youth retirement home is to define retirement on my own terms. I created this place to simplify my life in the future and to build a community where I can connect with friends from various places. If this vision resonates with you, let's embrace this form of retirement together. We all have our personal aspirations. My daily activities are centered around what brings me joy. I choose to live in a way that suits me, undeterred by others' opinions, because only we have the power to change our lives from within. Retirement isn't bound by age. With the right attitude, it's something you can relish early on. I'm taking charge of my youth." Xiaolu's team advertised their retirement home on Douyin, hoping to connect with like-minded young individuals and friends to create their own retirement camp.
这种只收年轻人的养老院，你见过吗？
Have you ever seen a retirement home that only accepts young people? It's said that the post-2000 generation wakes up to reality by moving directly into retirement homes. The original concept behind these youth-oriented retirement homes is to bring together young people for socializing and recreational activities. This modest setup, requiring just a handful of rooms and a communal courtyard, operates on a work exchange system for accommodation, encouraging collective effort in its development. This model allows everyone to create their own utopia, finding fulfillment and creating lasting memories through their involvement. Building this leisure courtyard provides young people with the oasis to unwind, relax, and find entertainment.
Following the video's release, Xiaolu's social media went viral. In an interview with Chinese social media, Xiaolu shared, "Since I started posting about the youth retirement home, I receive hundreds of direct messages on social media platforms daily, and over 100 friend requests on WeChat. Most of them are inquiries for more information." Xiaolu was surprised by the resonance his ideas generated, and the reasons for inquiries also varied. Some are interested in touring Xishuangbanna, others are nomadic travelers seeking a sense of home, and some wish to find a place to relax. He said, "When they come here, I try to keep them engaged. I organize outdoor games, charity events, or group activities to promote a positive attitude, encouraging a return to an active and optimistic self in nature." He added that everyone has their talents, hence the youth retirement home offers a volunteer in exchange for lodging fee service. Guests can offset some of their lodging costs through singing, painting, cleaning, cooking, etc., mainly for everyone to be comfortable and happy. Xiaolu introduced the youth retirement home's current pricing, which is 1,500 yuan per month, with possible adjustments during peak season, and an annual rent of 18,000 yuan, with a minimum of 1 month stay. We have a communal kitchen for guests to cook. We're also planning to offer prepared meals for an additional fee. Perhaps to avoid governmental scrutiny, Xiaolu emphasized, "I'm not providing a place to escape reality. I hope everyone can adjust their mindset and return to their normal lives. The retirement home is just a way to show young people there's a new way of living, encouraging them not to be bound by immediate pressures and to take a break before moving forward again." Tianjin hosts a youth retirement home that is drawing people born in the 1970s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. The owner, known online as Old Mai, explains, "This is a place where you can form new friendships and always find someone to talk to." Old Mai is 36 years old, who established a youth retirement home in November 2023 and has since welcomed over 270 residents. A home operates both online as a WeChat group and offline as a gathering place for friends from various ages, industries, and backgrounds to chat, drink, sing, and relax while sharing and listening to each other's stories. Old Mai noted that the group's oldest member is over 50, while the youngest just turned 20. The initial aim is to encourage young people to step out of their circles, meet new friends, and get access to new information. Lele is a customer at the Tianjin Youth Retirement Home who was feeling stuck last year and looking for a way to escape reality. "For me, 2023 was a year of self-imposed isolation. I shut down my failing business, turned to Chinese medicine for over a year. Then I encountered Old Mai and found my way to the youth retirement home. Here, I've made friends without any previous ties, enjoying the freedom to express myself without fearing of repercussions. Coming here feels like recharging, exactly as I was feeling like a near-empty power bank." Xiaolu is a woman from Shandong working in Tianjin. Without her family and school friends nearby, she's made good friends at work, but feels she can't fully open up to them due to the professional nature of the relationships. So, she started looking for new friends. She shares, "My expectations aren't high. We don't have to meet often. Just chatting online and occasionally meeting up for a walk or to enjoy a buy one get one ice cream deal would be nice." Amid a widespread unemployment crisis in China, young people are opting for a laid-back lifestyle, making youth retirement homes increasingly popular across cities like Zhengzhou, Dali, Xishuangbanna, Tianjin, Chongqing, Ningbo, Jiangmen, Hebei, and Weihai. Cafes, bars, homestays, and rural retreats in these locations are adopting the youth retirement home label. Groups of 20-somethings in these homes engage in activities like gardening, coffee drinking, chatting, meditating, and sunbathing, embracing an early retirement lifestyle. The concept of youth retirement homes as a new business model has sparked skepticism from outside the industry and has been labeled as a marketing strategy. Despite the name, these homes lack the functionalities of traditional retirement homes. No caregiving staff, chefs, or healthcare providers. Here, the retirement home is merely a concept, perhaps more of a gimmick. The greatest appeal of youth retirement homes is the freedom to do as one pleases, which aligns closely with young people's vision of retirement life. The popularity of youth retirement homes among young people mainly stems from providing a space to escape reality, even just temporarily. Here they can let go, heal their souls, and relieve stress without the judgment or pressures of job hunting, marriage, or childbearing. People inside the industry have revealed that youth retirement homes are predominantly visited by young and middle-aged adults aged 25 or older, often without their parents knowing. They seek a sort of retirement experience at these facilities. The term youth retirement home may seem quite misleading since young people are not typically considered ready for retirement. This has led to confusion and criticisms of the young residents as being unambitious, irresponsible, and questioning why they would choose to retire so early. Yet a closer look reveals that the rising interest in youth retirement homes isn't just a temporary trend, but highlights a real need and a significant social phenomenon that deserves more attention. One young resident candidly expressed envy towards the retired elderly for their freedom and from the constraints of work and family burdens. It highlights a stark contrast with the competitive rat race many young people find themselves trapped in. Actually, since the onset, the idea of youth retirement homes has already been controversial. The mere act of hanging up a sign for a youth retirement home had the local civil affairs department come knocking because elderly care falls under their jurisdiction. The concept of youth retirement does not align with the work of civil affairs departments and sounds quite decadent. The growing trend of young individuals choosing to lie flat as a way to opt out of societal pressures has also stirred controversy. Phrases like, "If I lie flat quickly enough, capitalism can't exploit me," and "lying flat is a youth's peaceful non-cooperation movement" are getting more and more popular among the younger generation. Lie flat highlight a sentiment of rejecting the struggle for success in favor of a more passive approach to life. This sentiment is rooted in the belief that, regardless of effort, the unaffordability of housing and other economic barriers will only benefit capitalists. This phenomenon has drawn criticism from official media and experts, who often overlook issues like housing prices, living costs, and social stratification instead of blaming young people for lacking capability and quality. Some experts have been vocal in their criticism, arguing that while giving it to one's fate may be tolerable, adopting a lying flat attitude is rather unacceptable in a society that values hard work. They deem this kind of behavior as being lazy, decadent, and shameful. Many young people have responded with frustration, questioning whether these critics understand the pressures faced by the younger generation amidst widespread societal oppression. A young individual commented on the widespread sentiment, suggesting that resistance in the form of lying flat emerges as a natural response to societal oppression. The more one suffers societal exploitation, the quicker and more extensive the lying flat will be. The desire for a better life is universal, but when faced with harsh realities, adopting a carefree and flexible approach to life becomes an appealing alternative. Some comments suggest in another 20 years, those born in the 1980s and 90s will enter their senior years. As the only child born under China's one-child policy, they too will face the issue of elder care. Living together in a community for mutual support is seen as a viable option. The recent rise of terms like lying flat and slacking off among the youth can be attributed to a sense of hopelessness about the future, forcing them into a stance of resistance. On one hand, the unfair distribution of social resources and the lack of dignity and justice in society has made them lose the motivation to strive for better. On the other hand, the intense competition and societal pressures in today's Chinese society, coupled with the challenges of job scarcity, layoffs, and workplace competition, have led some young people to abandon the pursuit of opportunities and hard work. Feeling powerless to change their circumstances, they adopt a passive approach, further diminishing their motivation to strive for success. Amid economic challenges, high housing costs, and other material pressures, many young people are showing less interest in material possessions, wealth, and consumer culture, choosing instead a simpler lifestyle. The lack of interest in dating, marriage, taking loans for cars or houses, and a reduced social drive, preferring minimal interaction with the outside world, reflects a broader trend towards seeking joy within their own comfort zone. The COVID-19 pandemic and strict lockdowns have slowed China's economic growth down by half a century, affecting from major cities to small towns with widespread business shutdowns and a severe job crisis. The youth unemployment rate has reached record levels, leaving millions of recent graduates and young people without financial or social resources, feeling more lost and anxious than ever. Recently, an article titled "The New Era's 10 No's Youth" has been circulating online, serving as a silent form of protest. It outlines a set of 10 actions they refuse to take: not donating blood, not contributing financially to causes, not marrying, not having children, not purchasing property, not buying lottery tickets, not investing in stocks, not investing in mutual funds, not assisting the elderly, and not being emotionally moved. In response, young individuals argue, whether we strive or not, we end up poor, so why put ourselves through the struggle? If I can't change society, I can at least change myself, can't I? Online comments also express frustration over feeling exploited by government policies, suggesting that the system's demands are causing an undue hardship for those who wish to pursue a basic, fulfilling life. Dr. Xu Quan from the City University of Hong Kong, in an interview with the Voice of America, noted that the dreams of Chinese youth have largely stemmed from the Chinese economic reform era. Back then, the reform brought hope and the belief that hard work and effort could lead to upward mobility. But when the entire reform process comes to a halt, becoming nothing more than a slogan, and the social stratification becomes entrenched, the previous ambition for progress has shifted towards a conservative mentality of protecting one's rice bowl. Young people have since felt like they're merely fodder in a system designed to exploit them. Xu Quan believes that the Chinese government's foundation of governance is at risk of losing the hope and support of the entire future young generation. This is quite an alarming sign because, throughout thousands of years of Chinese society, every major social upheaval has been closely related to the cessation of social or class mobility.